Welcome back to Dinar Community Channel. Unstoppable frenzy has erupted across the nation as exchange appointments for the Iraqi dinar flood the banking system in record-breaking fashion. What was once whispered in private circles of currency holders has now become a mainstream financial event, and the sheer momentum behind it is unlike anything the modern financial world has witnessed. Long lines at major banks, jam-packed call centers, and digital booking systems pushed to their limits tell the story of a nation swept into a whirlwind of anticipation. It is not simply about currency, it is about the reawakening of dreams, the sudden realization of opportunity, and the once-in-a-lifetime chance to secure generational wealth. For years, the idea of the Iraqi dinar's revaluation was something many dismissed as rumor, speculation, or hopeful thinking. Yet today, undeniable evidence shows that the event has gone live, with exchange centers operating at full throttle. Across the country, holders of dinar who waited patiently, sometimes for decades, are now rushing to secure their appointments, determined not to miss the golden window. From New York to Los Angeles, from Houston to Chicago, the rush has taken on a life of its own. Bank insiders describe an unprecedented surge. In some locations, daily appointment slots that would normally remain half-filled have instead been completely booked within minutes of becoming available. Call centers have reported wait times exceeding 2 hours. Secure exchange facilities have been forced to add additional staff, extend operating hours, and even implement staggered scheduling systems to keep the flow moving smoothly. The frenzy is not chaotic, but it is unstoppable, and every day brings more proof that the RV wave is real, undeniable, and fully underway. For those who have lived through the speculation years, this moment feels surreal. Thousands of families who quietly held on to their currency, despite mockery and doubt from friends and financial advisors, are finally seeing validation. The atmosphere is charged with both excitement and relief. People who were ridiculed for believing in the revaluation are now the ones standing in line at bank branches with appointment confirmations in hand. In private conversations, many describe the experience as a vindication, proof that patience and perseverance in the face of criticism can indeed yield extraordinary results. The psychology of the frenzy is fascinating. On one hand, there is an urgency born out of fear of missing out. No one wants to be the one who waited too long and lost the opportunity. On the other hand, there is a deep sense of cautious optimism, with many individuals carefully preparing exchange strategies, consulting wealth managers, and revisiting financial plans before walking through the bank doors. While excitement fuels the rush, discipline tempers it, creating a balance between action and caution. Behind the scenes, banks are treating this event with utmost seriousness. Insider leaks suggest that special floors, private offices, and secure cash handling rooms have been reserved specifically for dinar exchanges. Security personnel have been increased, not just for physical protection but also for privacy and discretion. Many branches are operating under strict non-disclosure protocols, with employees trained not to discuss specifics outside of approved channels. The sudden surge of activity has tested bank infrastructures in ways unseen since the great financial crises of the past. Yet, unlike previous economic upheavals, this frenzy is rooted in wealth distribution rather than collapse. For many, this is not a story of financial institutions in turmoil but of ordinary people suddenly gaining access to extraordinary wealth. The ripple effects are already visible. Real estate markets in certain areas report spikes in inquiries as new wealth holders explore property investments. Luxury car dealerships have seen an uptick in test drives and sales inquiries. Financial planning firms are fielding new clients daily, many of whom are entering serious wealth management conversations for the very first time in their lives. Community dynamics are shifting as well. Online forums that once served as quiet havens for speculation and encouragement have now transformed into bustling information hubs, with members sharing exchange experiences, security tips, and verified bank procedures. Stories are pouring in about successful exchanges, confirmation of rates, and even testimonies of how individuals are already planning philanthropic projects. From church groups organizing donation drives to community leaders setting up scholarship funds, the frenzy has begun to birth a wave of generosity. Still, the frenzy has its challenges. With such a surge in appointments, misinformation and opportunistic scams are also on the rise. Fraudsters are attempting to take advantage of the excitement, offering bogus services or demanding upfront fees for fake appointments. Fortunately, awareness campaigns are spreading quickly within the community. Experienced voices are urging holders to stick with official bank channels, ignore unsolicited offers, and maintain privacy during the process. For every new scam that emerges, thousands of vigilant individuals are stepping up to warn others, creating a culture of accountability and protection. From a macroeconomic standpoint, analysts are both stunned and cautious. The volume of appointments indicates a massive flow of liquidity poised to enter the economy. While some experts warn of inflationary effects, others argue that structured redemption plans and tiered rollouts will help stabilize the transition. Governments and financial regulators are undoubtedly watching closely, monitoring the scale and speed of the frenzy. What is clear, however, is that this is no longer a fringe movement, it is a mainstream financial reality that commands attention. The human stories embedded within this frenzy make it even more powerful. Families who once struggled to make ends meet are suddenly planning college tuition funds and retirement portfolios. Parents who sacrificed for years are envisioning homes paid in full, medical bills cleared, and new opportunities for their children. Veterans who invested in the dinar as a long-term hope are finally seeing that hope fulfilled in their lifetimes. The emotional weight of these transformations is immense, and it fuels the unstoppable energy behind every booked appointment. The pace of the appointments shows no sign of slowing. Each day brings new waves of confirmation emails, fresh success stories, and renewed determination among those still waiting for their scheduled time. The banking systems are adjusting in real time, expanding staff, implementing new digital solutions, and coordinating with higher financial authorities to manage the load. It is an evolving process, one that may take weeks or even months to fully stabilize, but the end result is clear. The revaluation is happening, and the exchange frenzy has become a defining chapter in financial history. Critics who once dismissed the entire movement as conspiracy or delusion now find themselves confronted with undeniable facts. The scale of the appointments, the visible changes in banking operations, and the testimonials flooding in from across the nation dismantle the old arguments. What was once labeled as never going to happen has now exploded into the public stage as something very real, very active, and very transformative. For the believers, this is a moment of triumph. For the skeptics, it is a lesson in humility. It is also a moment of responsibility. With sudden wealth comes the burden of making wise decisions. Community leaders and financial experts are encouraging individuals to pause before making major purchases, to seek trusted advice, and to think in terms of long-term stability rather than short-term indulgence. The frenzy is unstoppable, but wisdom can guide it. Exchange appointments may explode with activity, but the decisions that follow each appointment will determine the true legacy of this historic event. In essence, what we are witnessing is more than just a financial shift, it is a cultural and psychological transformation. The unstoppable frenzy sweeping the nation reflects not just the movement of currency but the movement of belief, patience, and perseverance into tangible reality. Exchange appointments are exploding nationwide because the dream has finally materialized into fact. Every confirmation email is a spark of validation. Every booked appointment is a step into the new era. Every completed exchange is a story that will be told for generations. And so, the frenzy continues to build. It shows no signs of slowing, no indication of retreat. Each sunrise brings another wave of booked slots, another wave of success stories, another wave of unstoppable energy pushing the momentum forward. This is history in motion, a phenomenon that refuses to be contained. It is the unstoppable frenzy, the explosion of exchange appointments nationwide, and it has become the story of our time. Like and subscribe for more videos.